What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I did a video, what was it? Maybe 5 days ago, maybe? And I was surprised at the strength of Barbie. But apparently, I've been underestimating how popular Barbie still is. I didn't know that girls still play with Barbies. I thought that was sort of passe. But then again, I don't have kids. I definitely don't have a daughter. So, therefore, I'm out of the loop when it comes to stuff like that. And the reason why I just thought that Barbie was something that was passe was because I thought that, number one, with the whole feminist agenda that's at play, I thought that feminists would look at Barbie as a token representation of everything that they loathe. But apparently that just goes to show you how full of shit this fake feminist movement really is. And then also, I know when it comes to our community, some of the things that Barbie represents isn't really seen as often. Femininity, focus on softness and sugar and spice and everything nice. A lot of women, it's almost a masculine type energy. But then again, I think part of that is the fall of R&B. When I was growing up, women were listening to R&B. We listened to hip hop, although I secretly listen to other music as well, because when you're young, they're judgmental and shit. But now women listen to hip hop like dudes, or whatever the fuck they want to call this sadistic crap that's out today. But anyway, I'm way off target here, off talking about what I want to talk about. So at the time of that video, Barbie had grossed over $400 million globally. Some figures put it at about $850 million, but from what I understand, those are figures that have not been updated as of late or yet. So Barbie right now has grossed $916 million worldwide. And by tomorrow, it's expected to cross over the 1 billion mark, which will make this the first film directed by a female to ever gross over $1 billion. Now, I don't know whether or not this movie is going to reach the 2 billion mark, but it's going to far exceed the 1 billion mark, and I think it's going to end up being the highest grossing movie of this year. I think the highest grossing movie this year is Super Mario Brothers, but from what I could tell from memory, I think it's outperforming that movie pace-wise. So, $1 billion Barbie. Just wanted to put that out there, man. I didn't think this movie was going to make that amount of money. Oppenheimer's doing extraordinarily well, too. It's crossed over the $500 million mark. So, this online social media push for Barbieheimer, if you watch one, watch the other. Well, I'm not watching Barbie. The only reason why I would even contemplate looking at Barbie is just to look at Margot Robbie. That's it. Just to, look at some eye candy. But other than that, I have no interest in Barbie. Now, Oppenheimer, on the other hand, is a movie that that I really want to look at. Speaking of Oppenheimer, I put this in the community post today. Today, this date in 1945, the United States dropped Little Boy on Hiroshima. Now, a couple of days later, in 1945, they would also drop a bomb in Nagasaki, but it was around 8:45 in the morning when it was dropped? And at the time, the city of Hiroshima, considering that you had a military population there as well, At the time, before the bomb exploded, I think the city had 300,000 its population. It wound up eventually losing from people who lost their lives from the immediate fallout, and then ultimately from radiation sickness. I think they lost 130,000 people, maybe even up to 150,000. So half the city was wiped out. Half the city was wiped out. So anyway, I had to end the video on such a grim, a grim statistic. But anyway, I just really want to see that movie about the Manhattan Project and how many of the scientists ultimately regretted creating that weapon of destruction. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.